Smart contracts are mathematically secure, yet they are entirely passive. They function like an unturned lock, waiting for a human to provide a manual trigger. On the other side, we have AI agents capable of high-level reasoning, but they remain trapped off-chain, lacking the direct spending authority to act on their own intelligence. Bridging this disconnect is the primary requirement for the zero-human company, an enterprise model where autonomous AI agents manage corporate treasury operations 24/7 without a person in the loop. The transition to this model is currently stopped by the opaque ledger problem. Legally and financially, an institution cannot empower a machine with capital if it cannot mathematically audit the specific details of every purchase. If the machine's actions aren't transparent to auditors, the agent cannot be trusted with the treasury. Standard cryptocurrency transactions resolve strictly as raw transaction hashes. To a human or a blockchain, the hash is proof of payment, but to a corporate accounting ledger, these hashes lack the semantic data, the invoice numbers, vendor IDs, and tax categorizations required for a standard audit. Solving this requires more than just better AI. It requires a coordination layer that can translate between decentralized execution and legacy enterprise standards. This is the function of the Denarii DFi Orchestrator, infrastructure designed to transform raw blockchain events into structured, auditable machine economies. The process begins when a human operator defines a policy-based intent. Agent, rebalance the treasury liquidity and settle the monthly server hosting bill. This intent triggers a debate between AI enclaves in the multi-agent hub. They evaluate risk parameters, pulling real-time pricing from the Flare time series oracle. Once approved, the orchestrator routes capital through the trinity of DLT, integrating XRPL, Algorand, and Hedera Hashgraph into one execution layer. By utilizing this trinity, the system secures high-speed value transfer on the XRPL, mathematical finality on Algorand, and sub-second consensus latency on Hedera. This orchestration eliminates the traditional administrative chain, moving capital at the speed of computation rather than the speed of human approval. The funds are routed and the AI agent arrives at the vendor's endpoint to settle the bill. Here, the machines use the DP402 protocol to negotiate and authorize the payment. This is handled entirely within the HTTP headers of the web traffic. The vendor server issues a payment required challenge, and the agent instantly answers with a cryptographically signed token. The agent provides its credentials via an autonomous identity profile and secures the payment in a job escrow. This ensures the funds only move once the digital service is verified as delivered. Because identity and escrow are embedded in the handshake itself, the system establishes a mathematical guarantee of trust before the transaction ever touches the ledger. The service is confirmed and the transaction is settled on the blockchain in milliseconds. At this point, the Factom Engine interceptor captures the raw, opaque settlement data. The Factom Engine compiles this raw code into a structured audit message. It maps the blockchain parameters to the ISO 2022 XML standard used by global banking networks, generating a clear record of the debtor, creditor, and the specific purpose of the payment. This finishes the cycle of auditable machine commerce, bringing decentralized transactions into full alignment with international banking regulations. The vendor is paid and the treasury is rebalanced. The task is finished with zero human delay or manual interaction. Because the receipt is standardized as a machine-readable XML file, it is automatically ingested and reconciled by the company's legacy ERP system. By replacing manual administrative chains with automated agent workflows, the system can eliminate up to $100,000 in operational overhead and legacy SaaS subscriptions. This proves that decentralized finance can be successfully integrated into even the most rigid corporate compliance environments. This marks a shift in how we interact with capital. Humans are no longer the executors of transactions. Instead, our role is to define the policies, boundaries, and logic that govern how these autonomous systems move value. The Denarii DFi Orchestrator is the infrastructure designed to power this self-operating financial architecture. To begin building the zero-human future, you can access the Machine Economy Simulator today. Use the terminal to deploy your first agent swarms and experience autonomous coordination at scale.